Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target Individual Experience. So it is 4:40 a.m. in the morning, and so finally, guess what? I finally was able to uninstall the um, the old driver since I couldn't update to the new chipset, I should say, chipset driver. After multiple attempts to try to uninstall um, the old driver, couldn't. And, tired, sleepy. So you know, my mind is like, what they do to us as TI sometimes. And I've said this before. Sometimes, um, we are absolutely correct in blaming those who are doing things to us. And then there are times, because again of our targeting, that um, it, it affects us. You know what I'm saying? And so I try not to get into the particularly having issues and stuff like that, and but again, when I'm being targeted heavily and stuff like that, it affects you. It definitely, you guys hear me say it all the time. It affects your psychology. Not only that, because they've damaged you, not only psychologically but neurologically, physically as well. So it's a lot. So anyhow, I went on to a couple of the forums, and it's interesting how you look at things, and then sometimes you don't see certain things. Again, as a TI, that's what happens. You know, and so I went back again, and that's what I keep doing. I keep going back to the same forums, and just to look over the stuff again, just to see if I missed anything. And sure enough, I did, and was able to download. There was a link to Microsoft uninstaller tool that I use, right? Because I couldn't uninstall the uh, the chipset that was there, the old chipset that was there, because it wouldn't. They kept saying it was missing a file or what have you, right? So I was able to finally uninstall it using a separate Microsoft installer uninstaller. Now this software is it's a few years old, right? It's no longer available, but the link is still there. If you know where the link is on, or if you go into the forum and you find someone who put a link to the software. So the software link is there. It's just you're not going to be able to find it on the Microsoft um, website. I guess it's kind of like archive or what have you. So finally, let me. So here you go. So I'm finally now able to install the um, AMD chipset, right? The newer chipset. So hopefully, um, and listen to this as I uh, was reading the AMD PSP driver. See what it says? Version 5 point. What does that say? What number is that? Number 32. Right? So as soon as my eyes went to that, the New York President Department began using their sirens. So, I mean, listen, could have been all part of their plan. You know what I'm saying? This could have been all part of their plan. I was about to like, say, you know what, I'm not dealing with this shit right now. And then I just like, okay, no, let me just try it. Let me just go back on the forum one more time and see, you know. And again, it could be some silent sound, right, to direct me to not see certain things. All right, and until I'm ready, I'm just like, I'm going to go to bed. After I'm like, I'll try this another time and go to bed. Now they're like, go back on this website one more time, go back on the forum one more time, and able to find the link. So, who knows, right? So I'm gonna say for this one um, that like I still can't explain where that other account name showed up. And again, there was no, I have no internet connection, right? Because I was in the safe boot mode, right? With and this time I choose not networking. But when I go into the safe boot mode with networking, I usually have internet access. This time I didn't. So again, there's a lot of things that can play into again what it is that they're doing. And but I was like I just said, I just finally able to install the chipset. Let me install it now before anything happened, because I didn't even get to this point before. All right, did not even get to this point. So I am, you know, ecstatic, tired. You can't tell I'm ecstatic, but I'm tired. My eyes are sleepy. For the past couple of nights I've been up around this time. Because again couldn't sleep. So at least I was preoccupied doing this. All right, and you know, ask me if I'm going to remember this while I wake up. Probably not, but I know it's done. I know it's installing the latest chipset driver. I've just installed a deleted graphics card driver, and hopefully, you know, like I said, it's a cheap upgrade, right? But it's beneficial, and it's a substantial upgrade to the CPU that I had, right? Again, this CPU is about a few years old. When this came out, I think this came out in 2020, right? And then the CPU that I had before that came out in 2018, something like that. So, you know, like I said, you don't have to buy the latest and greatest. Like I said, uh, particularly within the past, I would say 7 years, right? Actually, that wouldn't say 7 years, but depending on the platform. So for AMD, any the Ryzen Zen Plus, I should say, which is the 2000 series Ryzen CPU. You can still buy those today, get them on eBay, very cheap, and you can build a cheap, inexpensive, cheaper computer, right? And you can pair it with, any of the graphics cards from the past, what, uh, I would say that about the past 5 years. All right, not the high, even not the high end one though, but you know, the mid range to budget option, and you can have a decent computer, and it will still last you a couple of years. Okay, this is how um, good computers, processors, CPUs have been, for the past couple of years. That even like my daughter, her computer, she has a Ryzen um, 1600 AF, right? And she has an RX 6600. Okay, 16 gigabytes of 3200 DDR4 RAM. Right, so it wasn't that expensive, right? I think the CPU that I bought that I got on eBay, I think I paid like $40 for it, or 40 something dollars, right? Cheap motherboard, you know. And again, I just bought the parts over a few months, and built her computer, right? And she been using that computer for the past what, 4 years, all right? She's about 11 now. Yeah, the past 4 years, right? I've had this PC for the past 3 years. Finally said, you know what, let me upgrade the CPU. Um, I had to upgrade my graphics card, and it'll last me a couple more years. All right. So that's it. It's TIs. If you're a TI and you want to build a computer, leave a comment. I can give you some advice, and particularly if you're a TI who move around a lot, you can build a small form factor PC, right? You can build like a micro ATX PC that you can take with you. I mean, this is so small, right? That you can get one a case with a handle. You can carry it with you, be easy if you're moving. Because a lot of TIs they move from place to place. That's just again how they try to destabilize, you know, target individuals, right? So they'll attack you, and you'll move. This instability message about moving. Oh, if you move, you'll be safe, what have you. It's a sort of thing that they try to do. That's why I haven't moved, because I've seen other TIs, right, including my own brother who moved and his target and followed it to where he went. Other TIs, um, you have another TI, Chris Bronson. He moved places to place, still being targeted. Right? So you moving doesn't mean that, again, when you don't fall into the subliminal messages they sent you, or even the messages by them using silent sound, right? To send you messages in your mind. Remember, the one thing that they want to always make you do is to make you seem unstable. And even if they have to manufacture certain things to, what I'm saying? Like, destroying your credit, uh, you know, um, uh, going to your landlord, you know, so that your landlord won't renew your lease and stuff like that. This is what they'll do. They'll do these things to destabilize you, right? Because if they haven't got you to the point where they have destroyed your mind to where, you know, again, you're so dysfunctional that you are this, going to be this, yeah, disabled, right? They're going to destabilize you, right? But remember, this was done to you, not like you know, this happened because you know you had some type of mental illness, right? This was perpetrated on you to give you a mental illness and to damage you neurologically as well and physically, right? So they make it look as if how they attack you and what it is that they do is they use psychiatry and psychology to mask and to hide what it is that they're doing. And I didn't have to do this video. I could have been like shit. I could to like what, f them and whatever, whatever, and I figure it out and this and that, and I did. That's why I'm doing this video, just to let you guys know that look, perseverance. You know, sometimes they can do things and might not be anything you can do about it. Then there are times when they can do things and it's like to have a level of persistency, and to you know like I some things, some challenges I just naturally uh, you know will engage in. You know, like when I have a problem, try to solve it. That's always been my way of thinking. So glad I was able to like I said, finally got the chipset installed. This new CPU is not new CPU, but upgrade CPU is it is a beneficial upgrade, and you know um, like I say, also lately because my computer's been slowing down. It happens. You know, sometimes you're launching certain application and the computer just slows down. So when that started happening, like okay, time for an upgrade. Particularly for when I'm doing videos, it's important that I have a system that allow me to do the type of videos that I like to do. And so yeah, all right, it is. Oh, it is. Like I said, the insomnia, and so this was definitely a challenge, and definitely, I'm not laying in bed, can't sleep, watching videos, have you, because I'm actually have to use my mind and use the internet, find the resources to help me, um, achieve this and finally able to get it done. All right, talk to you guys in the next video.